Greetings, Calvary family. This is a introduction, hopefully brief, or at least as brief as I can make it, to our new student re-enrollment forms for 2021-2022 school year. Remember that no student is automatically re-enrolled. Everyone must submit a re-enrollment form for every student individually every year. So let's get right to it. We're going to begin at the school website, and that's simply going to a browser, typing in cca-tx.org or calvaryacademy.com. Either one works, and either one takes you to the same place. We are looking at this on a computer. You can also do this on a phone. The appearance will be a little different in that way that it stacks and presents it, but it's all the exact same information is there. So we're going to begin by scrolling down to the bottom of the page, and you'll see parent resources, and then you'll see forms and documents, and you just click that. And when you click it, it's going to take you to this page. Obviously, it says forms and documents. We're going to look for enrollment forms, and then we're going to look for the two re-enrollment forms. Now, all of these other forms you see on there, many of them have not yet been updated, but that is in progress. So, look back here as often as you wish. As we add the updated forms, we'll send out some kind of notification to you, and you can find them here. But we're going to go and we're going to open these and show you how to fill them out. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already opened one because it's faster than waiting for the screen to update. So we're going to go to this one. As you notice, this says secondary. We'll scroll down, you see all this. Fundamentally, it says the same things that we've said, in past years. However, fees and due dates have changed. So it's important that you do read this and understand all the terms here. This one here will be the elementary. The only difference being it says elementary, and I think you'll find that the book fee is different. So read all of that information to make sure you're filling out the right one for the right age or grade for your student. Okay, so looking at this, you'll notice that it has these blue or light gray shaded fields here. Don't worry about them, because here's where we're going to start. If your choice is I just want to print this form and fill it out by hand and take it to the office, then all you have to do right at this stage is print it. And when you get your sheets, they'll look just like this, except they won't show that shading. You just take your pen and fill it out, sign it, and take it in. Easy enough. But we've added some extra functionality here that can be helpful for a lot of you. So I'm going to go to this one, which I've already pre-filled. And I do that because I am a dreadfully slow typist, and I don't want to bog you down waiting for me to type something meaningful. So again, same form. This one is for secondary, but beyond the heading up here, everything is almost identical to this one. So I filled out a re-enrollment for a student going into the 12th grade. And remember, you want to put in the grade they're going into for the next school year, not the grade they're in now. So Daffy Duck is going into the 12th grade, filled in all this information. This is the home phone number. Now, please be aware that we realize that many people now don't have an old-fashioned dedicated landline in their home anymore. Everyone, uses their mobile phones, which is great and it's fine. If your main home phone number is not a phone that's dedicated strictly to your house, and you use one of the parents or guardians' mobile phone, just put a notation here that it's mobile. Okay, that's all it takes. And that's just a helpful bit of information for the office mainly. When you get to this mobile number, this is the student's mobile number. Only put a phone number here if the student has their own phone. Don't put mom's number or dad's number or the home number. Put the student's number. If the student does not have a mobile phone, just type in none. Okay, and this is the parent or guardian, basically the one that's filling out this form, email address. In this case, it's pop@duckpond.com. Okay, we're going to scroll down here. I'm just going to show you a couple of highlights. Before I do that, once you're in a field, you don't have to keep grabbing the mouse and moving to each field. You can simply hit the tab key. As you see, I'm tabbing through all of these, and that way you don't have to, move your hand around. If you need to back up to a field, if you'll hold the shift key down and then press the tab key, it'll back up. Okay, so tab goes forward, shift tab goes backwards. I find that most helpful because I don't like lifting my hand from the keyboard and grabbing the mouse when I don't have to. All right, when you get to this field right here, you notice there's a very light highlight around it, and it changes colors. If you want to select that, just hit the space bar, and it'll put a check in there. And I've put no. As you see, I'm just toggling with the space bar. So be sure that if any information that we have on file, like address, phone numbers, changes in family situation, if anything has changed since you enrolled last year, you need to let us know, because the office will need to make sure we have the latest records. Okay, we're going to go down here. This parent and guardian signature field, right now we're just going to leave it blank. And where it says print and sign, we're going to leave that exactly it is. Don't change anything. Then, of course, you go through and you date all these fields, and I'm gonna skip rapidly through till we get to the bottom. Here's your medical information, so forth and so on. And we get all the way to the bottom here, and I'm going to have to hide this so you can see it. You have a field down here that says enter the last 4 digits of your social security number to validate electronic signatures, or leave it blank if you want to print and hand sign. So if you're going to print this form and hand sign it, you don't need to put anything here. Don't do it, okay? Just leave it blank. Just pretend it's not even there. And then you can print this form out. It'll look exactly like this with everything neatly typed in. And then all you have to do is go through and sign all the signature lines. Now, there are 2 places on here where the student's signature is required, one being here. This is statement of faith, and another one is going to be on the code of honor, and the student signature is required there. Please be sure that your student reads, or you read to the student the conditions of this, and they're not just signing something that they never know about or don't know what they're signing, okay? So, but get your student to sign that. And once you've done that, just send it to the office. Bring it in the office, mail it to the office, however you want. Okay? Now, but here's a feature that will probably be very handy for a lot of you. I know this is the way I would do it. So I've gone through and I've filled out for Daffy Duck all the pertinent information. But the only thing different here is I'm going to choose to digitally sign this. So I'm going to type in my name, or my pretend name. I am Pop, B-U-C-K. Okay. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to paste it into the other fields real quickly. Okay, so I'm Pop Duck. I hit my tab key, and then I can just hit the space bar. And you see the second alternative there is accept signature. This means that Pop Duck says, all right, I want you to accept what I just typed over there as my legal signature for this document. So I'm going to tab through all the fields, and I'm going to just paste them in here, and I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do every one of them again. I don't want to waste your time. Well, here the student would have to sign. So this is going to be Daffy. And we'll do the same thing, that we're authorizing this digital signature. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. There's a few more places you'd have to put the signature in, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay. Once this is done, you could still just print it out. Then you would have, well, there's one other thing you do. If you're going to say, yes, I want you to authorize this to be a digital signature, down here at the bottom, you would enter the last 4 digits of your social security number. Now, the reason is that's just one form of proof that it's actually that whoever's filling out this form is actually who they say they are. Don't worry about the security of it. No one but 2 people in the office will ever see this form. And it is I'm sure you've probably seen that requested before on other things that you do online. So just the last 4 digits. And honestly, there's probably never, ever going to be a reason why we have to investigate on that basis. I'm going to go ahead and put in a fake number here like that. But just in case something really weird will happen and we have to look at it and say, all right, what's going on here? That would be something that would help us to say, okay, somebody filled out this form, but it obviously wasn't you. And you know, it's just a protection for you. All right. So, okay, again, fill out your form, type all your information in, type in your name, or whoever's the guardian filling out this, just type in their name, change this field right here to say, accept this as a signature, follow that through all the way to the bottom. And once you do that, again, like I mentioned before, I could just go ahead and print this form out and it would be a perfectly completed document that you could just then deliver to the school. But the better thing to do with it is to do this. I'm going to download it. Now it's really, and I'm going to download it with my changes. The changes that I made, I want it, if I just did a download, it would download a blank form. So I'm going to say with my changes. Now it's really important that you know where your downloads go on your computer. And that's an issue that a lot of people struggle with. Now I can tell you on a Windows PC, the normal place is the default downloads folder. You'll find it in your tree right here. All right, I'm going to do one thing, and in just a minute you'll understand why I did this. If you only have one student, you don't need to change the name. You don't need to do anything like that. You just download it because you'll only have one file. But I'm going to put Daffy on the end of it, and I'm going to say save. And it says, I already had a copy where I was practicing, but I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to save it. All right. Now, before we proceed to the next stage, here's something pretty cool that you can do. Let's say you have 2 students in secondary, and you know already that you've got to fill out 2 forms. So you say, oh man, I don't want to retype all that form. Now, can you imagine? We've had some families at one time, I think, had as many as 4 students here. So what you can do is simply take the form you just edited, and I'm going to go and say, okay, I'm going to deal with Daffy's sister. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to change the grade to 11. I'm going to change I actually filled these out backwards. Forgive me. I should have put duck here, but you understand. I'll make the correction now. And this is where I had Daffy, Daffy should have been before, but I'm going to change it to Daisy. And Daisy's middle initial is X. All right. Well, we all live in the same home, so I don't have to retype any of this. Don't have to type any of this. I don't have to change the mobile number for the student unless Daisy has a phone, and we'll just say that she doesn't. Okay. And we're going to keep scrolling down. The parent signature is going to stay the same all the way through, but the 2 places where there's a student signature, you will need to change that. So I'm going to change that to Daisy X Duck. Go through again the parent signature, and here's where your second student signature goes. You go all the way through this, and nothing else needs to change unless there was perhaps Daisy had a different doctor. You might need to change something there, but typically, the family has the same doctor for all their kids or all their students. So again, the point is, I'm going to make a form for Daisy, and all I had to change was a name and a student signature. Okay. Now I'm going to do exactly the same thing I just did. I'm going to download this one also with the changes, and I'm going to add dash DAISY onto the end of that. That way I can easily tell the two different forms, and I'm going to save it. Okay, now here is the step that will save you a trip to the office entirely. Instead of hand delivering, coming into the office or sending it with your student, which is never a good idea, you would be amazed at how few forms that are put into students' hands actually make it to the office. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my email over here, and I'm going to email those two forms to the school. So I'm going to compose a new email, and the recipient it's going to go to Miss Stevana. So you could type out stevana.stalaby@cca-tix.org, but we've set up a special email address that is just RE, short for Reenrollment, at cca-tix.org. I told you I'm a slow typist. So just RE at CCA. And in the subject, please write in Reenrollment, EEROLLMENT. Now, if your system tells you that's misspelled like this does, don't worry it. I have looked it up in the Webster Dictionary, and that is a perfectly valid spelling for re-enrollment. The other one would be RE-enrollment. Either one's acceptable. So I just get tired of my system telling me I misspelled something when I didn't. Anyway, re-enrollment. And then the important part is you have to remember your student is not re-enrolled until the registration fee has been paid. That's important. So this is where you send a note to Stevana to say how you're going to pay for it. You could type in, I have already paid this through Family Portal. You could type in, I will be paying through Family Portal on some future date. You could put, I will bring a check to the office, or I will come into the office and pay by credit card on the credit card machine there. Or if you wanted Stevana to just add this to your bill so that it'll just be part of your regular payment and tuition and things, the fees that you pay that way, you can do that. But it is very important that if you want her to do that, you do have to explicitly tell her. So I'm going to just type, please add to my bill. Okay, that's a clue to Stevana, and she'll know exactly what to do, and then she'll process it as normal. Okay, now once you've done this, it's important that you attach those files, because if you don't attach those files, she's going to be contacting you and say, hey, I didn't get the files. So the way you do that is, it may vary depending on which email client you use, but on Gmail here, I just go down here and hit the paperclip, and it's going to say, okay, what files do you want to attach? And that's where I go to my, lost my cursor, go to my downloads folder. And here are the two that I just downloaded. I could do one and then click open, and it would attach that, and then I could click the paperclip again and come back and do the other one. However, a great shortcut, especially in Windows, I've highlighted one. Now I can hold down the control key and I can highlight the second one, and I can attach both of them at the same time. You'll see it pop up here. And then you just, I'm going to put a note here to Stevana to ignore this one, because she will get this almost immediately in her email. Let me type a note. I'm just testing. There we go. And we send it, and it is done. So hopefully that can save you some time. It also helps the office in that, we have a nice, neatly typed form, and you don't have to come in and do anything special. Okay, I hope that was good enough instruction. I did try to be as quick as I could. So I'm going to end it now, and God bless you, and thank you for your support of the school.